Hey, what's happening, guys? Chris here from Hooked on Alaska. So I'm getting pumped. It's we got about 20 days till trapping season, maybe a little bit less. It opens up November 11th. So for all the hikers and pet owners, be careful in Matsu Valley. Trappers will be out on our lines, and last thing we want to do is ever get a pet. It's always on the back of our minds. We're always trying to push our gear further and further and further, but everybody goes further and further. So sometimes trappers and hikers and stuff collide, and I think it's best we would always work together and try to work out situations. But okay, so today I'm gonna jump right into it. First thing I'm gonna say is normally when I'm building all my snares, I'll always wear some sort of glove, because when you're handling this stuff, you're putting human scent on it, and when you're putting human scent on it, it's tough to get it off snares. Because basically I'll just take my snares, I'll dip them in this agent called Full Metal Jacket, I'll hang them up, and then they're set and they go out in the woods, so I don't really boil them or anything like that to get the scent off. So when I'm building my majority of my snares, I'll always cover my hands. Number one thing, canine trapping, always cover your hands. Always wear some kind of rubber boot. Always try to do your very best to keep your human scent from contacting anything around you. Today I'll be showing you guys how to build a canine snare, which can also be used for lynx. I'll make them a little bit oversized. I always make all my canine snares just a little bit oversized, just in case I got a kitty walking through the area. I make that hoop just a little bit bigger, because lynx have a nice big whiskers and they stick out, and the last you want is that those whiskers to hit. So you want a nice big hoop for lynx. So I make them a little bit oversized, but they're really good for coyotes and fox. Definitely not okay for wolf. You'll need like a 3/32 stainless steel cable for wolf, because they're a whole different animal. They're crazy. But yeah, so we're going to be building this snare. This snare I typically will use at a bait site. I'll find a large spruce patch that has a big opening out in the middle of it, or at least not super thick so the birds can't see in. And then I'll find the middle of that. I want from the middle of that patch, I want about 100 yards all the way around it to the spruce line, and I'll take and I'll dump roadkill moose heads, any big food source that I can find. I'll go ahead and just dump it out there and feed it to the birds. And basically the whole idea is to attract the birds, and once the birds get on there, they're quack, 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 quack. The coyotes, the foxes, all the scavenger animals hear that, and they're going to want to come into that. So the trick of this is you need to set your bait in the middle. And then you need, before you put your bait out, you need to go through, set your snares in, and you want to find any natural trail that runs in and out of that spruce line that surrounds where you're going to put your bait. Then you're going to go through there, you're going to hang your snares up, move as little sticks as possible, because canines are very smart, especially up here. They have a lot of country to move in, so they're not stuck to that trail. If you bug them out, they're going to go. Not like down in the lower 48 where you get tons of them and they're pretty much territorial. They're just going to kind of, the coyotes are somewhat territorial up here. You'll catch them, and then they'll just kind of, they'll slip out of your line. They'll wise up to it. But anyway, so you want to set these snares in the perimeter of this spruce line, and then you want to put your bait in the middle of this field or open spot. You want to attract the birds in. The whole theory is the coyotes, the foxes are going to hear the birds quacking. They're going to come in. They're not going to run straight into your bait. They're going to circle into the spruce line. They're going to run around. They're going to check it out to make sure it's okay. And then that's when you're going to pick them up in your snares on your trails that they're going to be running. They're going to be running their trails around that spruce line, and you're going to hit them in those snares. You want those snares a minimum of 75 feet away from your bait at all times, because you got ravens, you got eagles, you got owls coming in eating the mice that are sitting there chewing on that. So you got tons of birds of prey, and you really got to be careful of those. You got to do your very best to eliminate any bird catches, any moose catches. The snare we're going to be building today has a built-in 90-pound breakaway system, just in case you do hook a moose. Also, I use aluminum washer on the back side of it. That's a secondary give point, just in case you hook a moose. And if any of these points give, boom, the snare blows open and the moose is on its way. And you don't have to deal with a moose when you come back. But always, you'll set your snares up and you'll put these sticks in there. Try to use as natural sticks as you can, but you want to find these sticks that block about waist high to keep a moose from walking through there, and then hang your snare up underneath that. I will do some videos of me actually setting snares, but for now it's a little bit early for me to get out in the woods. I don't want anybody to think I'm trapping yet, so I'm just going to be patient and get my stuff set up, and then that way when trapping season is here, or a week before, I'll go hang my snares and I'll get my lines all set, and everything should be good. But all right, so the things you will need, first of all, is you will need a swage tool. I like to use a swage tool. It just makes things handy. You can also use a hammer to smash your end stops. It's not going to be that big of a difference. I think, honestly, to be doing the double ferrule trick on the 9-wire that I'm going to be showing you, you should use a swage tool. But so basically what I'll do is I'll take a roll of 9-wire. You purchase it like this. You take your 9-wire, you put it on your can, you wrap it up so you get this nice coil. When that's all said and done and the trap's all done, this is going to be bent, and your trap, your snare is going to sit in your bucket just the size of that coil there. So, all right, so you got your 9-wire. Then you'll need a double ferrule, 1/8 inch. You'll need some kind of locking device. I use a slim lock. This is a slim lock. It's a pretty cool little, it's a good little, snare lock, but it has its flaws. That little hole right there, it can actually get frost built up and not work well. So then you'll need a 90-pound J hook right there. This is the moose device. Looks something like that. You'll need a 16th inch stop barrel. I like the bigger ones. And then I got a little washer. This is an aluminum washer. Basically, I just take an aluminum rivet and I cut it off right there, and this washer pulls off, and I use that as a secondary give point just in case I hook a moose. It's definitely going to pull out and blow the snare out. Okay, so there's all your pieces. Then for cable, you're going to need 1 by 19 by 16th inch is the best cable for canines. I definitely recommend at least using 19 strand, because they're a lot more durable. They'll last a lot longer. Obviously, if you get a catch, it's probably going to smoke the snare, so you have that. But if they're just sitting out there and you're not catching, they're going to last you a while. Then you'll need a good pair of cutting pliers, a pair of needle nose, and that's it. Yep. All right, so we'll get to building the snare. First thing you're going to do is when you take it off, basically what I'll do is I'll pull it off my roll and I'll say, okay, that's about the size I want for canine. Okay, that's about the size I want for a lynx. So I'll cut it just a little bit bigger. I cut it about 2 inches bigger. It's a pretty big hoop. I got it built up pretty big for a lynx. So then I'll take this and I'll take my 16th inch ferrule and I'll feed it onto the end here. Okay. And I'll leave about that much. We'll leave about that much out. We'll go and grab it in the first run of your crimper. That's for the 16th inch stuff. Give her a squeeze. Give her another squeeze. All right, so it looks something like that. All right, so you'll notice you get this nice loop naturally out of your spool. You're gonna grab this and you're gonna take it and you're gonna drag it on something, and you want to create that hoop to make it a little bit more loaded, kind of like you would do with ribbon, but way underdo it before you overdo it. So you kind of like go like this, whoosh. All right, and you end up with a nice loaded snare. I like it to be about like that, nice, whoosh, nice loaded. Okay. Worst case scenario, you're gonna have a little bit oblong, but it's better than overdoing it, because then it like a ribbon does. Okay. So then, see, you got your curvature natural of that. You want to turn it exactly away from you. Go ahead and let this tail end drop. Grab it right about there. grab a needle nose pliers, grab it right below that stop, and just give her a bend back, and you're looking for kind of like a hook, right? Okay. So now you got your loaded snare, your snare wire with your stop and your hook on it. Okay. So then you're going to come over here and you're going to grab your J hook, right? And you're going to grab your lock. So you're going to grab your lock like this. So when you're laying it flat, that points up. And then you're also going to grab your J hook so it points up. You're going to floss it right on to that part right there. So it looks something like that. You're going to grab your heavy duty pliers and you're going to pinch this about to there. So you don't want to pinch it completely closed. You want to leave it open a little bit because, like I said, that's a fail safe. If you do hook a moose, you want that to blow open. Okay. So I believe my snare wire fell here. Yep, there it goes. So now that you have everything built up to that point, that's closed. You want to take your little aluminum washer that you got off your rivet. Then you're going to go ahead and load that onto the snare. I always put the cut side down if you do use the same rivets as I'm using, or the same washers. Then, so you get your washer down on there. I'll show you here. There it is with the washer. Then, you're going to take your J hook up, down the cable. Run it back up through that little eye right there. Just like that. And then, boom. It's a quick little snare, as long as it doesn't, it's not the best beginning of the season snare. But later on in the winter, after all the humidity goes and everything, these work great. But at the beginning, when we still got that high humidity level and it's cold, they tend to jam up. But that's a decent hoop. I would rather my hoop be sitting something like this, right? Then I'm going to take my 9 wire. I'm going to put me a double ferrule on there. And I want about 1/8 inch hanging over on that. Then I'm going to do my cable here. I'm going to go ahead and let my cable run about inch past. I'm going to grab my swager. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the 3rd one and in the middle. And this whole time I'm kind of pinching the wire to control where I'm at on it. So I'll do 1 in the middle, then I'll go over here to the sides. Do 1 on the side. And right there. There we go. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a very effective snare. Definitely. Then you actually take it, you can actually pull it like that, right? So basically all I did is I pulled it all the way through, and then you just have to redo it when you're all done. Then I can take this snare. You don't want to roll it too tight, but you roll it naturally of the way it's rolling. And then when they sit in your bucket, they look just like that, all ready to go. Well, all right, these right here are kill springs. I'll go ahead and my next video, I'll go ahead and show you guys how to utilize a kill spring and when it's needed and when it's not needed. Normally, I won't use them. The only time I use them is if I have coyote that's sneaky and they're chewing out. I'll go ahead and put a kill spring on there. But yeah, cool. Awesome, guys. I'm looking forward to getting out there and showing you guys how to set these snares, how I set them, how I was taught by a really good trapper to set them. Probably one of the best canine trappers I will ever know. But yep, it's pretty tough to outfox a fox. So when you go out there, just remember 0 cents the best. Keep your hands covered. Change your gloves when you're messing with your baits and all that stuff. Because even if you get a bait scent on your snare, they're going to smell that and they're going to be like, "Whoa, what is that?" So gotta be very careful about spreading scent. Don't be out on your trap line spitting and peeing and stuff like that. I'll actually hold my pee all the way till I get off my trap line. Kind of funny, but got a hair in my mouth. But yeah, cool guys. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death. But looking forward to showing you guys more. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Remember to hit like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, hopefully I got some good videos coming your way. I've been doing a little of this, a little of that. Really haven't put anything together for a new video other than this at the moment. But yeah, I'm trying, guys. Just haven't forgot about you guys. But yeah, hopefully I'll be putting some good stuff out. Ice fishing will be coming here really soon, so I'm really stoked about that. I'm thinking that I'm going to have a really good season on the ice. I'm really prepared for it this year and looking forward to it. So, all right, guys, remember to hit like, subscribe, share, and you guys are awesome. All right, see you soon.